Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I'm so excited. This is my first Sims 4 Cottage Living build. I've just been so excited to show you. I've been working on this for days and days. I of course had to build on the brand new 64 by 64 lot. The build is gigantic, so it took me a couple of days to finish this. And as you can see, I immediately started to use the terrain tools because I wanted to play with the new pond tool. The pond tool is tied to the terrain tools, so you create a hole and you fill the hole with water, essentially. It's very simple. I'm going to make a video about this very soon. This build has consumed all my time and life because it just took so long, so I couldn't work on any other videos about the pond tool, for example, and I had so much fun building this. You can here see how I'm placing some debug plans. Debug is generally amazing and I always recommend to take a look at debug, but honestly, when it comes to this pack, there are so many amazing things in debug. This bridge, for example, this is a debug bridge, and I just built a room and then a floor piece on top. I got rid of the room, so I have a floating floor piece. I always do it this way. If you are not new here, you know about this method already. And then I simply use this debug bridge. Your Sims can just use this. They just step on the floor piece. I added some stairs, as you can see here, and they kind of ignore the bridge, so it won't block your Sims path. It's just amazing, and I just wanted to put a huge focus on terrain, on the pond tool. I used this flat base game bush that I really like to use to kind of hide the terrain. These rocks are also from debug, from the new pack. I've noticed that a lot of them are similar in shape from like other debug rocks. Sometimes they just use the same shape, so it's identical, but they changed the color up a bit. This has happened before, but I wanted to use this one just because I wanted to use all the objects from the new pack, so I decided to use this debug rock. If I would have used a different one, I would have probably used maybe a beige one, just more bright and, I don't know, not so dark and gloomy. But as I said, I wanted to use the debug rocks from this pack for this. And then I also used some regular base game rocks. I just wanted to have some rocks on the sides of my paths. And I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again because especially now, after the pond tool came out, I think a lot of people are probably interested in using the terrain tools a bit more maybe. And I'm also going to cover this again, but I want to quickly mention this. You can see how I applied some terrain paint on the slope. I used the brand new terrain paint from the new pack. I wish we would have different swatches for this, but whatever. I used this terrain paint, and you can see that the terrain paint is like spotless. Like there aren't any flaws. You don't see any dirt shining through or something, and this is your indicator that this is functional, because as soon as a slope is too steep, you can change its color and it has like, I don't know, a dark brown or like sand. It depends on the world actually. So this is the indicator that it's functional, which is just amazing. You just smooth it out and it works like a charm. Just wanted to mention this. I feel like the terrain tools are generally amazing, but I think we will have some type of terrain tool revival in many builds now that the pond tool has come out, because it's tied to the terrain tools, and it's just been so much fun to build this. You know that I love terrain tools, and it was just so much fun. The pond tool is amazing. You can do so many tricks with this, but as I said, I'm going to make a video about this, but I just wanted to quickly mention this. I love the pond tool. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know, I wasn't expecting this much, to be honest. Like I thought, okay, cool, a pond tool, but it's actually amazing. Like you can actually place a foundation in the pond tool and your Sims can just walk in the water a bit and stuff. Sadie has sent me something yesterday and it's just amazing. There are like so many different things that you can do. Just amazing. So here I'm working on the first part of the build. My plan was to create a huge dream farm. So I wanted to have an area where you could grow crops and wanted to have a house in the center, which would be just the family's home. And then I wanted to have just some stables for your cows and llamas. So I wanted to include everything. Also a space for the chicken coops. And I just wanted to include so many different things, which is why it's really good that this is a 64 by 64 lot actually. But this year While I was building this, I had no idea what this is supposed to be. I think it would make sense to use this for a butler maybe or something, or a guest house. I just felt like the area on the right side was too empty, so I just built a house over there. So it's just a single building on the whole lot, not connected to the other areas. I just built some stairs, as you can see, and I later on decided that this would be a bedroom and a bathroom, so it could be a guest house, for example. I just thought it would look cute. I just added more and more stuff. Then I built a curved path. There's a tutorial for this on my channel. You can always find the tutorial playlist down below. It's really simple. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory for some, maybe. You can here see how I did it, but if you need some type of in-depth explanation, the video is on my channel as well. And I just built my curved path, and then in the center right here, I wanted to have a house. And this was actually, I think, my third try or something, because I was looking at so many pictures. I wanted to like kind of understand the roofing, and I wanted this to look balanced and not too high, not too tall, not too small. So I was struggling a bit, and I really wanted this to look like some type of cottage. So I really wanted to nail this. I didn't want this to look like, I don't know, the American farm that I built a while ago, the tiny one. I really wanted this to look like a proper cottage living farm. So I was really doing my best, which is also why it took so long. Like the roofing and all that, you can here see that I am assembling the roof out of many roof pieces. But then I was quite happy, like especially after I started decorating. We got new vines, which is amazing, wisteria, and I've talked about Desperate Housewives on this channel quite often. I love Desperate Housewives, and I think when I saw the wisteria, I thought, okay, this is my sign to finally recreate Wisteria Lane, or at least like maybe one or two houses. Just so beautiful. I think we generally need more vines for decorating houses in this game, and this is just amazing. I also love the roof, which is of course just needed for this look. I mean, the roof swatch and just all the details. The plants, the awnings, the wisteria, as I said, just different things. I just really love this pack. It's really dreamy, and this is what I really enjoy. I really like to add lots of details. There's like some type of wood plank, and I have a feeling that I haven't used it the correct way. I'm pretty sure that there's like that you are supposed to use it in some special type of way, but I couldn't figure it out, so I just used it to just add more detail to the exterior. I love this object already, and I then just expanded the house, and these windows are also from the new pack, and I just wanted this to look like some type of sunroom. My initial plan was to have some white windows, but then I thought, no, I'm going to use some wood here and there so it looks really cozy. Then I built the roof. Then I noticed that it doesn't make a lot of sense, so I turned it around, so the roof is still identical pretty much, but I just had to turn it around. And I think the way I built the roof here, where you just build a room in the center and then you build a hipped roof on top, this is the easiest way to create this look, kind of, and then you just place some half-gabled roofs on the side and you are good to go. It's a lot like the mansard roofs that I've shown you in a tutorial in the past, and this way you can really nail this look, in my opinion, when you look at some real-life cottages. Just so beautiful. I'm just really obsessed. I've been looking at so many pictures and I'm just obsessed with these real-life houses. Just so dreamy. It must feel like living in a fairy tale, honestly. Here I'm using the new object that I just mentioned, the mysterious wood plank. I just wanted to create some trellis. Usually I would use a fence for this, but this object is just amazing. So I just placed it. You can simply activate the grid. You just use this object, you just place it on the grid, and that's it. I just had to change the position a bit because you can see the slope in the corner, and some wood planks weren't on the same level as the others, so I just had to adjust it. I was just using tool because I was lazy, but generally you just activate the grid and you just place your wood plank, and that's it. It's such a versatile, amazing object. I think it could also be fun on the inside for more Mediterranean builds, maybe. Just stunning. Then I expanded the build a bit more, and you can already see the animal shed, I think they called it. You can already see it on the left side. And I think it looks super cute, but I just wanted to do my own thing. I just wanted to build some custom stables. So that's what I did. And I actually sized down the animal shed and I placed multiple of them in my custom barn. It's not perfect, especially because I just sized it down a tiny bit, but it's functional. So you have this building that I'm working on right now, and on the inside you have your cows and your llamas. I open up the building so they can walk out. I didn't want them to be trapped in there. So I just wanted to have a second building right next to the main building. So the main building that I just worked on is just the family home. So you can just move in and this is the main building, and then you just have some type of barn right next to the house. I didn't want to connect it all. I really wanted to make use of the huge lot, and I just built so many buildings. This was so much fun because after I finished one project, one building, I kind of moved on to the next one. And I wanted this to look a bit different from the other one because I was afraid that this would look like some type of barn, but just like another house on the lot. I don't know. I hope that it kind of looks like a barn. This was difficult, but so much fun. So this is why I used a different swatch for the roof and also a different wallpaper. I then expanded the build a bit. The shape is a bit odd, I have to admit. I was trying to do my research and I was looking at cottages, and this was like really easy when it just comes to a cottage, to a family home. But then I wanted to look up some barns, some stables in this style, which was just so much harder. So I hope it kind of looks like a barn, as I said. Here I just added a fence, which is also from the new pack, and whenever I'm building something, I want it to look perfect and most of the time like really planned out. But here in this case, I really try to have a more random placement for the fence, so it looks more natural, a bit random, a bit chaotic, and not too polished and perfect, so it has more of a farm kind of vibe. And I was really struggling. I just wanted this to look like a huge beautiful rectangle, but then you can just see how I built this fence. I just tried to place it somewhere to make it look like this, but I think it makes sense for this look. I then added just more fences to just section off different areas. I also placed these, like there are these small trees and it's a spawner for other rabbits, and I think I placed too many of them because there were like so many rabbits. Like as soon as I switched to live mode, there were so many rabbits suddenly, and I don't know, maybe they're going to eat all your crops. I'm not sure. I hope it makes sense what I did here, but the rabbits are just so cute. All the animals are. Also, you can have one animal, so one cow or llama per animal shed. So this is kind of disappointing, I think. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just a game. You could technically squeeze in more animals into this. Like, it's just a game, and it would just save space for us as players, because I placed 3 of them. So here you could have, like, 2 cows and 1 llama, for example. Of course, you could size them down more, which would be my advice if you want to have more animals, but you only have limited space. But I was just trying to figure it all out, because it's just always so different to build with a new pack for the first time. No matter how many videos you've watched before, it's always just a brand new experience. And here I'm furnishing, and furnishing was so much fun. It's not a secret that I sometimes struggle when I furnish, but whenever a new pack comes out, it's just so much fun because you're using all these objects for the first time. It's really easy to just furnish, and I just had so much fun, really, honestly. I just wanted to have this little nook, to have the dining area. I had no idea which curtains to use, so I'm going to change this up a bit. I'm also going to change the color scheme a bit. Here I'm just laying out where I want to have my dining area, but then I didn't like the whole color scheme. I mean, every single wallpaper in this pack is really beautiful, including all the other swatches, but I just wasn't feeling it and changed it a bit to green because I really loved the green as soon as I saw the swatch. You know how much I love the Vampire's Kitchen. I love this beautiful green swatch, and this is it's just giving me the same vibes. As soon as I saw this little coffee table in this green, I knew that I would like to have like a really green interior, but not too green. Like there are some green details, like you can see it here, like the sofa, the armchair, but I mean, this interior doesn't scream green basically. I cluttered a bit using the new objects. I used the new painting, which I placed right in front of the fireplace, and I just tried to add as many details as possible. All the new objects from the new pack. The floor plan is also a bit different. I feel like the kitchen that I'm going to create is a bit more realistic than my usual kitchens, because I always have these gigantic kitchens, huge open floor plans, and this kitchen is like completely different from this. It's a bit open, but generally not as open. You will see what I'm talking about in a second. So here at this point, I had set my heart on the green color, so I used it for the other sofas as well. I think it looks really cozy and inviting, and then I started to work on the kitchen. I was struggling at first because you can see that the space is really limited, which is why I'm going to add a wall in a second, which kind of sections off the whole kitchen a bit more. Here you can see it, and it just makes it more realistic, I think. So really different from all my other interiors probably. I changed the wallpaper. This wallpaper is also from the pack, and I added a tiny doorway, and it looks a bit cramped in and small, but again, probably more realistic, and I think it's just so cute. We also got this kit a while ago, the Country Kitchen kit, and I prefer this kitchen over the Country Kitchen kit because this was also beautiful, but this year I just like the swatches more and the look, even though it's really similar. But I just love this kitchen. Also perfect if I really tackle the Desperate Housewives build, then it's just perfect. I'm just so ready for this because all these objects, the kitchen and stuff, is just perfect for this kind of look. Really dreamy. It's just so beautiful. Like when I think of a dream home, which is super difficult, I've talked about this before because some of you have been requesting my dream home. And I like so many styles. Like my initial thought is super modern, like really clean, minimalistic, and also totally a pool. Like I love swimming so much. When I was growing up, I had a pool in the garden, like my parents, and I love swimming so much. So if I could have my dream home, the main feature for me would be a nice pool in the garden and like just an area to sit and hang out and barbecue, like a nice outdoor area. I think this would be one of the most important things. And a huge kitchen. This is probably why I'm building all these big kitchens, like a huge island counter. I love to cook. It's like a hobby of mine, and just having all the space. And this is like something that I love, and also in a modern design, but at the same time, when I just think of Desperate Housewives, for example, this really dreamy style, this is also so lovely. I don't know, it just makes me happy. And when I imagine waking up in a house like this and just having this decor around me and just this architectural style, and it just makes me happy. I think it just looks so lovely. And a modern design is more cold and clean. I don't know, maybe one day I'm going to build my dream home for you. I'm not sure. And this is it. This was my first cottage living build. There will be more. There will be a pond tool video. I'm just sorry that it took me a couple of days because you just know me. I saw 64 by 64 and I had to do it, and this is why it just took me longer than expected, but here it is. I hope that you enjoy the build, that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you had so much fun playing with Cottage Living so far. If you've gotten it, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about the pack? Do you enjoy it? Are you planning to get it? Do you already play it? This is what I want you to know. Like, if you've been playing it, if you have some cows and llamas, let me know what you've named them, because this is so funny. I've seen so many funny names already. So yeah, and now it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. A big thank you to Brenier Wilcox, Jennifer Lewis, Callan Renee, Molly, Queen Ring, Shannon McClam, Jelena Lind, Mika Mitchell, and Victoria Smithies. Thank you so much for your support. A big thank you to all my other Patreons, and thank you to anyone who watches my videos. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of your support equally. I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're doing well. I wish you a perfect day, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.